I was wrong, bro. I was way off about the prediction. Now, technically, what did I say in this video, right? What did I say in this video explaining to the logic and like what the purpose of these rewatches is going to be? Because by the way, these are rewatches. I don't know how many people actually are aware, because many people in the comment section, we'll read some of the comments down here. It's actually ridiculous. People are like, wow, bro's gonna watch Frieren for the first time. Wow, bro's gonna watch JJK. They don't even realize that the playlists and the videos exist. And that is another issue that I'll talk about on the side. But bro, Frieren won and it was a sweep. 50% is fucking crazy, right? And the thing that's really shocking about this is obviously the big gap between JJK and Frieren, which is not that surprising. In this video, what do I say? I talk about how we have no Battle Shonen audience. I talk about how Battle Shonen has historically done really bad on my channel, and it's so frustrating that it is basically the biggest piece of the pie in demographics of how you go mainstream. You see plenty of people that does only One Piece, Naruto, blah 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 reactions, and they branch off. I never got an opportunity to do that because I didn't have my strategy like that, because I wasn't even aware such a strategy existed. And by continuously farming random ass seasonal shows that revolves around isekai slop, rom-com, and all this other bullshit, we farmed a very niche, small audience that is growing in size, but that's very scattered. And Battle Shonen, I said, would do really well, like horrible. But even beyond that, I didn't realize people cared about Frieren that much, because again, when I covered Frieren for the first time, back in whenever this aired, I dropped this show like 3 separate times. If you don't believe me, like straight up, go to this video here and read some of the, listen to the actual like intro of the videos, right? If you go and actually go playlist, right? If you do this, like, you'll notice that the intro videos, it talks about like, fuck it, one more, let's go. Please don't let this anime die. And there's a big gap of when these episodes happen. And obviously after 2 years, you know, the views are going to build up. But back then it was dead and I had to drop it. That's why I thought that Frieren wouldn't do well and JJK might have a slight edge. Turns out, no. As we've grown over the past 2 years, our audience has become even more or less Battle Shonen oriented. More people enjoy my commentary and analysis regarding slice of life and more drama shows, psychological thrillers. And you know what? I think that as much as it pisses me off that I can't get that mainstream hit with shows like Demon Slayer, like, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen, the fact that I have a separate alternative audience and that this audience and the type of content we can farm is actually quite sustainable. Because again, a lot of other big channels that heavily only rely on Battle Shonen, if there is no something crazy happening like MHA final season or, you know, like whatever is happening, they can't really afford to cover these random ass seasonal bullshit that we do on this channel. So in that regard, I am actually pretty proud and I'm, I guess, honored that I have such a wide assortment of monkeys as I play as the monkey king in this jungle. So let's read some of the comments and think about what's going on. The results will shock you, like Hassan's dog. Shout out to Hassan's dog. I'm just glad Monogatari is doing well. And you know what? I am too. I'm shocked that Monogatari is doing really, really well. I talked about how Monogatari would flop. In fact, Monogatari obviously is still not the best performing show, but if you look at the viewership, it's not significantly that different from Death Note. Obviously, Death Note still has an advantage. Probably a significant one, honestly. But the significance difference, I think, is quite minimal. And there is also a very, again, a hardcore audience of Monogatari on YouTube, but as well as on Patreon. So it's actually really good to try to cover shows that has a high quality audience, even the overall exposure is bad. Because on Patreon, Death Note is quite dead. And that tells me that obviously there's a lot more... That Death Note audience just is... I don't even want to say less smart. It's not about that. If you're going to be comparing Death Note and Monogatari, like smart as in like maturity of the audience, it's not about that. It's just that Monogatari has a really diehard fan base. Death Note is quite mainstream. And for those reasons, it's going to do well on YouTube, but there's less of that audience that cares enough to support me on Patreon. But for Monogatari, it's different because they're so fucking diehard and they don't want the show to die. So that's why it's doing really well, which is really good to see. 50% is insane, Gap. 50% exactly, right? The battle was certainly electrifying, like Kaya's collar, blah, blah, blah. I forgot that I watched your Frieren reaction, but to be honest, I see Frieren and I click. A lot of people are asking for JoJo reactions, and yeah, what the fuck is going on with that? I do see the comment here. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, come on, call, I need this. And the thing about JoJo's is that, see, I'm planning to make a third channel where we do battle shonen content or just overall regular shonen content. I feel like JoJo's is perfect there. But if we have this much pull on the main channel, and if we look at, like, even the polls here, where was it? Look at this shit, bro. Leading up to the Death Note poll, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1 had fucking 21%. Like, what? Like, and it's obviously losing to Death Note, but it's in second place. JJK lost, you know? JJK truly might be fraudulent. Like, people want JoJo's more. And does that mean these start from part 1? Is there many, many different parts? Where would we even start? I'm not completely sure, but it is pretty shocking that a lot of people would actually want JoJo's in my channel. And you know what? Like, straight up, we could. We absolutely could. We could lead in with the fat opening ending reaction that so many, you know, compilation videos exist, and I know they do well, and we could get into the JoJo's algorithm. We definitely could do it. It's just not right now, but for sure in the future when we have more time, yeah, I could see. As a fan of Monogatari, just keeping it slow is fine. We're used to it. There's some reaction channels like SOS, Semblance of Insanity. I think shout outs to them. I think that react to it like 1 week per episode. And that's crazy, bro. And that's crazy not in terms of, I'm not trying to shit on Semblance of Sanity's like workflow or content schedule. But what's crazy is the entitlement of my fucking audience. Bro, I give them on a bad week like 2 to 3 episodes because there's so many other shit happening and I'm trying to upload like 6 videos a day covering like 20 to 30 separate seasonal contents during that season. And motherfuckers will say, did you drop this show? And I'm like, what the fuck? I read some of these comments like, holy shit, you are so spoiled and so entitled by the amount of content I give you. It is crazy. Never got into JJK. Sure, it's got a large popular attention pool if you got that for Frieren, but with your, I say, breakdown reaction style, something like that. Frieren is chill emotionally, sometimes deep moments would pair nicely. And yeah, I think that for my type of reaction, where it delves more on commentary and trying to break apart different characters and think about different scenes and try to humor them, I think a show like Frieren definitely would do better in JJK. But don't get me wrong, right? Never tell me that my content is not suited for Battle Shonen because this exists, right? The reason that I'm doing bad in terms of Battle Shonen content isn't because it's my type of reactions. Because second channel exists. Second channel is literally Battle Shonen content, but it's fucking for white people, bro. As in, these are Western cartoons. We've done Ben 10. We've also done what? Beyblade. Beyblade is basically a Battle Shonen, bro. And it did fantastic. So why does it do well on this channel when not my main channel? Because I told you, this is an experimental channel where I lead in with one identity and then focus on scaling the recommendation system off of that one identity. In the main channel, we have so many different identities that it's all split apart. And that's why we don't have that Battle Shonen audience. And not only that, there is this feedback loop. I think I read a comment before of someone saying, well, if you assume that you don't have a Battle Shonen audience and you keep making content that's not Battle Shonen, then you're not going to grow that Battle Shonen audience. And he's right. Obviously, in terms of YouTube algorithms and optimizing that, he talked about play to your strengths. Don't play to your weakness, right? As in covering, brute forcing Battle Shonen. Yeah, that's the way to grow that audience, but that's going against the flow. You need to go with the flow. You can't force down content to your audience that the algorithm has decided to be your audience and try to grow that, right? That's why we're always doing polls. That's why we're always trying to communicate and engage with the community to see exactly what do they want, and then I give them that. And obviously that's going to obviously cause problems for the Battle Shonen crowd and blah, blah, blah. It's not like I don't try. I'll definitely try my bid every once in a while during seasonal content like Togenanki, failed. Gachakura, did all right, you know? Looking forward to the Nicholas. Yeah, it's coming. It'd be really fun to see God's post-poll analysis. I think it's most of the time he's off with the prediction of the results. Yeah, and I was absolutely very off with it. I think I was too overtly confident about JJK, even though I basically said I have no Battle Shonen audience. So this honestly is the most logical conclusion. I heavily underestimated Frieren. Let's read some of the comments here. So a lot of people are waiting for JoJo's Heavenly Delusion. That's a show that we actually had to drop because of the poor, you know, what's it called? The poor reception off of like the first couple episodes. Bro should finally start Overlord. Again, I explained to you over and over again why I don't do it. At least I'm glad that people actually answer people and tell them, because like my goal is to educate people so that they will answer other comments on behalf of me so that I don't have to waste my time. I don't know about rewatching. You mostly immediately remember anything what happened in anime and then just try to sit and try to think about future scenes while watching. It's just better to give us a new anime than rewatching something. Well, here's the thing. I really hate this attitude. And I hate the fact that every reaction content needs to be fresh, new reactions. I think that there's a lot of value in rewatch reactions, especially when you've forgotten everything, especially when you're trying to do a catch up. It's going to be a completely different experience that you're going to be able to connect the dots in your head because you know what's going to happen in the past, right? The ability to do a rewatch actually enhances your overall like understanding of the show, because now you're going to pick up on all these little different cues that you were watching not aware during the first watch. That's not why people rewatch. When you first sit through an anime, you miss half the things with how context you understand seasons better. And for Jjk season 3, blah, blah, blah. I agree. I think that Jjk, it's definitely like an Unga Bunga show that doesn't need rewatch. But for me, I think there was a lot of stuff in season 1 that I wanted to cover because it doesn't exist in my channel. But I think there is a lot of value in rewatch content. And on top of that, it's like different type of reactions, right? Because again, the whole pausing thing. But I'm never going to be able to actually like change these people's minds. You are only wanting specific type of content, and you know what? Go for it. I'm gonna continue to create a different community and an audience that actually wants to watch even reactions that is rewatch because of the value that I provide. Link click will happen as we lead into season 3. Don't worry. Pull. Madoka didn't even make it. I mean, this time we didn't even pull it. Prisma Ilya, a lot of lolicon content. People want that. Please, orb reactions. Orb reactions I don't think would do well on my channel at all, considering how much it fucking bombed when I tried to cover it while it was trending. Why is Frieren here? Didn't Call react to it? Then why is JJK there? So many people genuinely don't fucking understand that we've already watched both. It's crazy, bro. Railgun season 3, again, use your fucking brain. I told you we're going to be watching Railgun T when we got release date for the 4th season coming out, as well as Item. I would definitely enjoy Frieren, bro. Bro has no clue that a Frieren playlist actually exists. What else is there? Trinity 7. This show keeps getting, mentioned to me too over and over again. But here's the thing, right? I hear you, and I think the game plan is to actually watch. And why the fuck are people constantly recommending shows in this poll? I don't understand. Like, the poll says, which reactions do you want next? And it gives you fucking options. Fucking 300 comments or a bunch of monkeys commenting, can you watch this next? Can you watch that next? It's just like, holy shit, you genuinely are that retarded. You think that I'm asking for a new show to watch. I'm giving you an option of what do you want to watch next. But again, you have to assume that the average person is just actually so beyond stupid. And I'm not saying that in like an egotistical, cynical way. I'm telling that as like, when you work in any sort of business, any sort of like, just like whatever you have a lot of clients, you have to treat them like they're fucking lobotomized children. You have to assume that they can't do anything, and you have to lower the barrier of accessibility. You have to make sure nothing is confusing. You have to simplify everything, because it is very pointless to be upset and complain about the audience, because the audience will never change. It's up to you to figure out a system that prevents the retardation from happening. So next up, here's the game plan. I think that Frieren, we will do a rewatch. But here's the thing. I don't think many people understand that this actually is a rewatch. So we're going to do another poll. We're going to do another poll. And it's going to be the same poll again. I don't think anything got brigaded here. But this time I'm going to comment, in the, what's it called? I'm going to comment in the actual, actual thing here saying it's a reaction. And I want to see what the distribution change will be. I think that people still will be down, but it doesn't hurt to do this again. So again, let's do this, JJK, Frieren, and give me something else, right? Oh, whoa, that's Monogatari. Come on. Where's the monkeys? Where's the monkeys? There it is. So, JJK, Frieren, Give me something else. This is a rewatch reaction. Which one do you want next? Frieren will most likely win again. But a lot of monkeys have no idea that I've reacted to both. Since people don't know how playlists work. Okay. We're gonna do this. So my prediction this time is, again, it's gonna be Frieren. I think that Frieren will watch. But I think that the Give Me Something Else will be higher. How much higher though? Right? And even if, we'll have to see. I have no promises. If the poll results are so drastic that like people don't watch reactions, I'll have to think about it. I think I would still try to put my bid in. I think I would still put my bid in and try to actually publish the videos to see what the response is before just giving up immediately, right? You guys are saying, this is hilarious. Put rewatch beside the title, people don't read. What is that logic? Immediately I go in with saying rewatch. If your logic is, I need to put a fucking rewatch in the selection too because people don't read, why do you think people would read that? Based off of your logic, they would simply see the fucking thumbnail and just click onto that. They don't give a fuck. And you know what? I'm not trying to target the audience that wants new blind reactions. This is specifically to create a different type of audience that wants thorough, in-depth analysis, revisiting moments, and to have a deeper understanding of shows than a blind reaction where a fucking monkey is just screaming because that's what a reaction is to them. I think Frieren will still win. Jjk will be even lower. Give Me Something Else will be higher. But exactly by how much? How much of a difference will there be? If there's a 19% difference between Frieren and Give Me Something Else in the last one, with the assumption that they think that it's brand new reactions, I think that the gap might close down to like 10%, if not sub 10%. Put 4 options. What is the logic here? What would the 4th option be? What the fuck was the point of me recording this video, carefully explaining the thought process of what the point of these polls are, what the goal right now objective is? And you come in here and just put 4. What's the 4th option, mister? Come on, impress me. I've seen your comments multiple times in chat, and half the times I'm like wondering, should I just ban you? Straight up. I'm pretty sure I called your dumbass a fucking retard like last stream too. What should the 4th option be? Come on, let's go. You're wasting my time. You better make me fucking laugh. If you don't answer in the next 5 seconds, I'm just gonna fucking ban you. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Damn, you won't even fight on your behalf. You won't even try. That is pathetic. You could have said anything. You could have said wait. You could have said hold on. You could have said my bad. You could have said I don't understand what's going on. I'm sorry. You said absolutely fucking nothing. That is pathetic. That's 2 weeks, no parole. Holy. I want you to understand, I'm not timing you out right now for asking that question. I'm timing you out based on how you don't even try to fight back. That is fucking pathetic. Anyways. This is it. I give you my predictions. Let's see. Exactly. You know what? We'll do this. Let's make it as easy as possible for everyone else, all right? So let's do this, all right? Boom. Next day, we'll read the comments and we'll see exactly what's going on, and I might do a separate poll for some One Punch Man stuff. Look forward to that.